So it's not only the Nifty, but it's other contracts as well. Your Bank Nifty, Fin Nifty, Mid Cap Nifty, and Nifty Next 50. All monthly contracts will now be moved to Monday. But what is going to be the ramification of this move? Why has this move been announced in the first place? What's going to be the impact? Let's understand this and more. Let's welcome on board market expert Mr. Ajay Bagga to understand all of this. Good evening, Mr. Bagga. Always a pleasure to have you on board. First up, help us understand what is going to be the impact of a move like this, and how does shifting the expiry days impact the trading strategies when it comes to retail and institutional investors?
Yes, Naheem, if you see over the last 1 year, there have been a lot of changes by SEBI, and the exchanges also have been forced to make a lot of changes, both in terms of weekly index expiries being changed only to one index per exchange. So we have got now Nifty and Sensex only. This change, which has happened from Thursday to Monday, what does it mean? The Sensex expiry used to happen on Tuesdays. So probably NSE has calculated that expiring its contracts on the last Monday and then the weekly contracts on every Monday gives it a leg up with respect to the BSE. That could be one reason. Overall, the volumes in the F&O segment have fallen about 40% over the last year. As retail investors were making a lot of losses, SEBI had clamped down on this segment and reduced the number of offerings to one per exchange on a weekly basis, and then all others became monthly expiries. So we have seen a lot of volume moving to the commodity segment. Secondly, SEBI also raised the margin requirements. It reduced the number of shares that could be put up for margin, and the lot size was increased across the board. All these have led to a dramatic fall in volumes, and there is competition between the two exchanges to see who stays ahead. NSE traditionally has been the stronger of the two. They enjoy a bigger market share, but BSE has been catching up. So probably this is based on some internal calculations by the NSE. Snehi, in terms of ramifications, this will come after a weekend. So again, you will finish off on India time 3:30 p.m. on Friday, and you will not have much chance to react or the market to absorb any market moving activity happening over the long weekend, over the weekend, as well as on Friday, Europe and US trading. So it will become a little more risky, I feel. Volatility will increase. Plus, in terms of the premium decay, so all the gamma strategies, the theta strategies, all those will have to be reworked for a Monday expiry. Thursday gave you some time. Nearly four trading days used to be there for taking evasive action for any weekend move. And now you will walk into the weekend and walk out of the weekend onto a Monday with only 1 day left to take any action. So let's see how that works out. I really don't have the data on why NSE has made this change, but more it looks like a competitive intensity they want to raise vis-a-vis BSE. But it will make life a little bit difficult for retail and institutional investors both.
Point taken. Help us understand, will the shift in expiry dates have any impact on liquidity and open interest in the derivatives market? And how should traders now modify their weekly and monthly option trading strategies in the light of this change?
Weekly, quite clearly, you have higher volatility, and the premium normally, decays very fast. So Friday will become virtually the second last day of trading for the options on the NSE. So those modifications will have to be made, because Friday by about 1:32 you will start seeing the premium decay happening for the weekend as well. So more volatility will come in. Otherwise, what would happen? You would start on Thursday as the previous week expiry happened. and then you would have the full week and 4 days in that trading week. Now, what will happen? You have to trade starting from that Monday, and then the next Monday is the weekly expiry. Monthly will not move so much. Only thing is that the last week volatility increases and the risk increases because you have 2.5 days to expiry where you can't do anything. So again, strategies like where people play both in the domestic segment and in the offshore segment through the GIFT City or through offshore NDFs, all those will come into play. It will be beneficial more for the institutional player than the retail player. Retail player cannot cover once the Friday markets are over. They have only Monday morning to come in. So retail players will have to be careful. I would suggest maybe let 1 month of expiries go through and we will understand this better. Of course, we have had the BSC expiries on Tuesday, so we have a fair idea. But again, Snehi, you used to have 2 days there, Monday and Tuesday, to take any evasive action. Now you will rarely come in after the Friday weekend starts and come in on Monday with the Monday expiry. So that makes life a little more difficult.
So, Mr. Bhagat, just lastly on a quick note, if you could give us your candid view on this. Do you believe this was a good move that was made by the NSE? And also in terms of the volatility that we see every Thursday, even though this expiry has been shifted to Monday, do you believe Friday, because of the reasons you mentioned, Friday could be the new Thursday for us?
Yeah, Monday is the new Thursday because expiry will happen on Monday. But Friday.
Volatility, Mr. Bhagat, because the kind of trades you said would take place in Friday, a little bit of panic selling could maybe, or panic trading could happen on Friday. On that note, I meant if that could become the next Thursday.
Yes, it will. It will. That's very true. And people would like to, extinguish their positions, not carry forward over the weekend. So you could probably see a lot of volatility post 1:30 coming into these contracts. So we'll have to wait and watch. Let's see. NSE must have done a lot of study and analytics. They are a very fine organization. So obviously, that team has thought through this. But prima facie, any change in financial markets we don't like. We like cool heads and we don't like anything that is disruptive. This becomes disruptive again. So already last 1 year, we have seen so many changes. No exchange or no market goes through so many changes altogether. I would rather that these things are grandfathered and done. A move is given once in 3 years where you collect all the changes and then you move, unless something is going very dramatically wrong, which I don't think it was happening. This might be a competitive move, but it will leave retailers befuddled to some extent. Let's see what the volumes will NSE gain volumes from Sensex. That we will have to see because Sensex will expire on Tuesdays. Now NSE, Nifty, which used to expire on Thursday, moves to Monday. So will that lead to some volumes, or will Sensex also now, BSE also move its expiry day in change? So will that musical chairs continue? We'll have to wait and watch. But overall, I think it leads to more volatility. We'll study April. And we'll have to be careful on seeing post 3rd April, the contracts will get recalibrated to all start maturing on Mondays. So we'll get a chance then in April to study it and see how the volatility takes off. But Fridays will become quite volatile and people will be rushing to close out positions rather than to carry exposure across the weekend.
Mr. Bhagat, thank you so much for joining us. On that note, we'll let you go. Thanks once again for summing up what the potential impact of this move by the NSE could be. Well, viewers, that's the top headline of the hour. Your contracts expiry have now been moved on Mondays compared to Thursdays earlier to be in effect from the 4th of April. But on that note, we'll slip into a very short break and keep it going. On the other side, we'll be right back. See you soon.